Rarmonger Hills. And Aliwiz Park. And Hakovala Park. I think this place didn't get renamed. This is going to be the Nova Burn Hills. The shopping district, this, that. I think we're okay. We should name these solar plants. This pair of solar plants is going to be the Jaboa solar plants. There we are. Good. This place is complaining about being white. Well, it's because it doesn't have anything in there. This district is nice and happy. Lovely. What are you complaining about? Not enough workers. Well, listen. We just need more people to move in. So, how do the houses feel? That's the elementary school. So, this house over here, how do you feel? Pretty much in the green and everything. You should be growing. I think you will be growing. You just got to give it enough time. Population is rising again, so that's nice to see. But yeah, definitely maintaining a lack of workers. That might be too many sick people. Actually, there was no pollution over here, so we can zone more residential. Maybe that's a little too close. Let's go and trim that back a little bit. Okay. People are growing. Not very fast. Not as fast as I would like. Yeah, and you've got everything you want, right? Well. Death care, uni, high school. Cargo. Parks is good. Police, fire, eh. You know university, no high school over here. But how come the police and fire you're not, like, ecstatic about? I don't know. Oh, and you got a high school right over there. You've got all the high school coverage. You don't have university coverage. University capacity is huge, though. And not everyone needs a university degree. You need people to, like, just go to a trade school. Work in their industry, man. Our industry is lagging because of our lack of workers. Come on. Let's go. Bum, 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 bum. Who dat? Who dat? That's Tycoon Mike. Get yourself some Timmies on me. Yeah. Serious note, have you had problems keeping industry in town through the night? Seems like the cities, they all say too few buyers at night and close down. No, we're not getting too few buyers as a problem at night. That's fine. Right now, we're just complaining about the lack of workers. But the population is on the rise, which is good. So you're complaining about workers, too. Even though we do have more demand for commercial. Which is funny, because there's actually not enough workers for it. Oh, man, I like these. I like being on the hill here. What a great little spot, actually. To live up here. Look down on the entire city. At the normal angle, I don't, can't tell the elevation usually, but there's some cool elevation going on. There's another high spot over there. A little bit of fire, a little bit of death. How's our overall death care situation? Number of deceased did climb a bit. Now, it could just be a death wave from a neighborhood where a bunch of people moved in simultaneously, because we should have plenty of coverage. Let's take a look at the traffic situation. How are we doing over here? Completely fixed that traffic. Finally. I'm sure this had an effect, but I think that this connection here was pretty significant. Also, improving things over here with a couple... No, not there. Improving things over here with a couple of one-ways has done wonders as well. So good on that. And we just need people. People who need people. We can get rid of the ugly electrical cable over there. That's completely unnecessary at this point. Unemployment, 4%. 4% unemployment is very low. Very low. At least in reality, I don't know how it's modeled in this game, 3% even. In reality, when unemployment gets that low, it actually represents a shortage of enough sort of workers of different skills in the workforce, and you tend to have to like increase more immigration and things like that. Because yeah, some people don't have jobs, but usually what happens is there's often a mismatch in the skills of certain people in the jobs that are there. Like, you know what, we really need more nurses. Like, yeah, okay, there's 4% unemployment, but none of them are nurses, for example, right? There's some other district, and it's people waiting to be retrained for different things, and so on and so forth. That sort of stuff happens all the time. So at 4% unemployment, there's not much, and here it's going to be an education mismatch, which could probably be alleviated with making sure that people aren't too smart in one place and then too dumb in another place, for example. I don't know. What's our new area? We built a new area over here, and we never zoned any of it. But it's not done yet, really. Still, you know what? Let's make this a giant district. Someone's going to have a big district named after them. Sound effects make everything better. Doop-doo-doo-doo. And... Or maybe the beach. I'll take the beach out. Well, I could leave it in there for now and then rename it, but... There we go. So a separate district. All along the river, actually. It'll be the river itself. Or, what we call this part of the river. We have a river here in Northern Ontario that... It's really the same river, but every, little town has their own name for their stretch of it. There we go. So, then we turn off this tool, and we go here, and we tab over to that. And this is going to be 3-faced man, I don't know, hills or something. And then this spot is going to be the Shakar River. Bam. Okay. So we'll populate this a bit more later on. Alright, population is properly flowing into the city now. Thank you. Mini Scratches district. Mostly coming in. Land value, progress, happiness are maxed out. Just waiting on education to level up some more. Education they can get. So, I mean, everyone who lives here is happy. You just need more people to actually show up and move in there. We might have actually had a lull in some of our residential construction projects, so it might just be that. We're just behind on some of it. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the 3-faced man hill. See, these people have come in pretty well, too. How are the buildings? Maxed out on land, happiness, just waiting on the education. So once people get educated... Oh, education is dropping here? Some of the people may have moved out here and gone somewhere else or done something else, because the education didn't change. There we go. The other values didn't change. Just some of that went down. Yeah, population changes quite a bit more frequently in these places than I expect. We could probably go and zone some more. Anyway, let me zone a residential area over here, because it's going to be close to these offices. We've got some services already. Let me go and do some more just complete... Oh, yeah, that's right, the slopes. Let's say completely unnecessary roundabouts, And those are too small. I'm going to lose too much space to it, so let's just do this. Actually, I don't want to have a connection in front of these stations here because they tend to generate a lot of traffic as is. Let's use straight so that we get better blocks, actually. Because my curves aren't particularly curvy anyway, so we may as well just get a little bit more density. Leave a little bit of gap for some trees, but other than that, there we are. And there is some elevation over here. And plenty of room for trees. We'll use some more low-density housing. Here it's all high-density. We'll use low-density over here. Okay. These power lines are sort of going to be annoying until the buildings kick in, at which point we'll be able to switch to something more appealing. Or, you know, we'll get rid of it when the buildings come in, and then we can rezone things to fill in the gaps. All right, get things a bit started. Make sure you've got water coverage. Lots of overlap. Okay. I don't think you have much in the way of most services. You have death care. We'll put another giant hospital in this end of things, replacing some of the power cables, which is fine. A giant fire station. And a giant police station. And then a little bit of local education. A couple of elementary schools. And then, if we can find a spot where it fits, a high school over there. Alright, we'll just let it sit for a bit. I think some buildings will come in. How's the traffic these little bits here? Traffic is fine. A little more here than we might like. I'm gonna get rid of this connection. Here and here. Try to minimize how many intersections are on this road, because I think there's going to be a fair amount of traffic that goes down here. We'll leave some of these here for now because there's a point to them. Or they're not really going to interfere with things. A lot of people are going to come off the highway here to go over here. So we really need to make sure this has as very few intersections as possible. Hutchos! Thank you very much for the sub! Use some schools out and education boost policy in varying districts. Oh, that's an excellent point. Yes. Yeah, I was thinking of it citywide, but you're right. So many scratches over here. You can have schools out. We don't need terribly educated workers over here to work over here. Population is growing very quickly now. It's good. Despite the fact that there's no noticeable demand. We're still growing very quickly, so that's good. Waiting for power over here, which will happen once the buildings come in. I'm not going to worry about running any more power lines. There's enough of them. I hate power lines. We hates them. These guys don't have any local bus service to the subway station. There. Down those little prongs. One here. Yeah, and take the long way around to there. I guess you can stop along the way. But mostly your job is simply to stop in front of that. And then there we go. So one little road doesn't get covered, but that's okay. And then same thing here. Stop there, 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 there. You can share these stops, which is fine. Loop around. I got some redundancy. Oh well. Do that little bit, and there again. Okay. So easy to get to these subways, make these people happier. They don't have a park yet. Let's just put in one giant park sort of there. So it's not going to be super high value unless I come back and build more parks, but for now it's going to be okay. And yeah, once the buildings come in, the power situation is going to fix itself. I suspect this power line is not required. And then we can zone that a little bit better. Okay, still looking forward to get rid of all these power lines. Got offices over here. You're doing okay? Service progress. Yeah, offices are actually a little hard to level up. Now, I guess you're not getting much in the way of services altogether over here. You don't have any... I don't know if you need healthcare. Maybe you do. But you don't have any local fire, so you're complaining about that. These power lines, we can definitely adjust. Yeah, I can get rid of this completely here. Which will then allow me to fill a zoning in properly with some offices. It's going to be give you a small one there. A small police here. There you go. And I think whenever someone drives by them is when they get a tick of these things. So now they're getting some transportation, some fire, some police. Not quite all the way to level up yet. So we can give them... Apparently they might want some health. I don't know. We can give them a park, though. Like, I think a plaza near the offices makes a lot of sense. They definitely like that. Alright, and let's try to drop a clinic in this neighborhood. If it helps, it'll be good because we're going to expand this neighborhood soon. Yeah, they definitely like that. Okay, that will cap them out. If we just wait a little bit, they should start to level. They could use a little bit more happiness, but there we go. Yeah, there's the level up. Excellent. I know it's hard to get the offices to max level. I know that's supposed to be quite challenging, actually, but we'll try to get them up a little bit. And yeah, we'll fill in this area later on, too. Maybe with more offices, or we can put an inner core of houses in the middle here. We'll see. Oh, yeah, Better LaBeouf. I remember SimCity on the Super Nintendo. That was the reason I bought a Super Nintendo. Is I had a cousin who had one and had that game. And I freaking loved it. I can't remember if I played SimCity 1 on, like, the C64 or anything like that. I think it was on the C64 and the Apple II and stuff. I might be wrong about that. I can't remember if I played that before I played the one on the SNES. Or for you Europeans, or, you know, other people, outside of North America, I think the Super Famicom, right? That's what it was called, but the Super Nintendo Entertainment System for me. I can't remember if I played the other version first, but the one on the Super Nintendo was very good. It was great. Super fun. And it's the reason I bought the Super Nintendo. The reason I bought a Game Boy was for Final Fantasy Legend, I think it was called. It was not actually a Final Fantasy game. It was just a Final Fantasy. They just used that title because it was popular. But it was an RPG, and it was a lot of fun to play. And it was the reason I bought the Game Boy. That tended to happen a lot. I would buy, you know, there was that killer app for me, right? That was a long time ago, too. Tell you how long ago I had my Game Boy is I played the hell out of the Game Boy. And then, you know, sort of got tired of it and moved on to other things, mostly PC gaming, before Pokemon came out. I never played Pokemon because by the time it came out, I was sort of done with the Game Boy and then moved on to, yeah, PC gaming. So I've gone back and dabbled with it. I can't remember what I have on my DS, but I have a version of Pokemon on the DS, so I finally started playing that. Not very far. I think I've got, like, my starter is, like, level 18 or something like that at this point, so I'm not very far into it, but there you go. Alright, that'll be a decent neighborhood soon. I mean, I could just zone some more, but this one still hasn't come in yet. God, that is some elevation. Bum, 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 bum. Have you ever played Pathfinder? Oh, like the role-playing system. Yes, I played Pathfinder when they were beta testing it. I haven't played it since release. My group, we are very invested. We've got all, like, the 3.5 ed books. And so it doesn't make much sense for us to switch to Pathfinder at this point. I tend to recommend Pathfinder to a lot of people, but we're not going to switch to it because we've invested in all the books, and we know the 3.5 ed system very well. We're aware of sort of its quirks and you know, issues and complexities, because we've been playing it for years and years and years and years, so we'll do that. We do also have a 5th edition campaign. 5th edition D&D is very good. 4th edition is also fine, but not D&D. 4th edition is an excellent tactical role-playing game system, but it's not really D&D. In terms of if you're looking for a specific experience that you're used to from playing D&D, you probably will not have that by playing 4th edition. But it is a good system. Yeah, I like 3rd ed. It's been a while since you used the tree brush. We did just tree it up over here not that long ago, but you're right. We need to tree it up some more. You are absolutely right. Tree brush. I'll fill in these areas over here. Here, we'll pre-fill in these areas. It's not going to be super high density, but it's going to be there. Around the airport, that's already treed pretty well. Where's there other... Got those terraces. Over here. The Mammy Scratch District. Actually, there's a good number of trees in here, too. I think we did a pretty good job of filling in most of these places. Like that. Who subbed? Thorbin! Verbesselt. Thank you very much for the sub. Yeah, even Essentia saying 4th was weird, yeah. And specifically for the experience that Essentia would be interested in. 4th edition wouldn't really fit the same way. Because, well, you know, you could just... It's a role-playing game. You can, you know, role-play whatever you want and sort of, you know, fill in the story and your background and character. But it didn't have any real mechanics for things outside of combat. Which, in theory, you know, can open you up to all kinds of free-form play. But in practice, did not quite work out. Why are you complaining about power over here? Oh! No, I did goof. I did take out an extra one that we needed. All right, let's put that back in there. I thought we were still good, but yeah, nope. A little bit of an island there. Now we're good again. Population still going up. We started the stream just over 100,000. Then we dipped down to 95,000 as we were, you know, making changes in this and that. But now we're going up pretty regularly, and we have a lot of stuff zoned. Commercial need is going up, but I'm not going to put down any more commercial. I think we've got enough mostly. Actually, there might be... No, there's some here too. And they're going to have a bit of a worker shortage, so we'll wait on that. Dun, 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 dun. You played Golden Sun on Game Boy? No, I have not. So my favorite Game Boy games were Final Fantasy Legends 1 and 2. I really like the Ninja Turtles game. Mega Man, big on that. Can't remember. I think those were the ones I tended to spend. I spent the most amount of time playing and replaying. I had maybe... I can't remember. Maybe a dozen? Maybe a dozen and a half? Probably no more than 20 Game Boy games, though. And this is all original Game Boy. Not Game Boy Color, not Game Boy Pocket, like the green on green. Oh, Super Mario Land was a stupendously good game. I still consider it to be one of the best Mario games there is. Second only to Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. So I liked Super Mario World the best, and then Super Mario Land on the Game Boy. Really good versions and interpretations of Mario. Enjoyed them considerably. Super Mario Land on the Game Boy was notable in that the fire flower behavior was different. So normally in Mario, when you shoot a fireball, right, it sort of like skips and bounces along the land. I gotta get my camera up so I can see myself here. It sort of skips along the land, right? In Mario Land on the Game Boy, it wouldn't. It would do like sort of the Pong thing where it bounce and then go up at an angle and bounce off ceilings, like that sort of behavior, which is different. Plus there was a flying level, which was weird, but, you know, awesome too. Alright, so these districts are developing. I mean, I can just spam down some more. It'll probably increase the growth rate at which we grow, but I think I'll wait for these things to come in. Did I... Skylopnitstis666, thank you very much for the donation. Keep up the good work. Really envy you doing what you like and trying to make a living out of. Good job, man. I've been very lucky sort of my whole life that I've always gotten to do things I really love. Like, I've been into computers, and I'm a computer programmer. And I've been lucky enough to be employed as a computer programmer and as a network administrator and an IT manager. And I love those jobs. I mean, I didn't ask for anything more. I was like, all I want in my life is I want to work in computers and stuff. I mean, obviously, like, gaming and stuff would be cool, but I wasn't going to be picky. I was like, no, just as long as I work with computers, maybe get to, you know, program a little bit here and there, it's great. I don't even want to build big applications. My favorite thing to do is to, like, take an hour to write a short little script that makes someone else's life easier. Like, I'll find out, you know, in an office setting, especially like accounting and administration and HR people, like, oh, I do this thing, I do it every day, it takes me 2 hours every day to, like, process, the, you know, some data from these text files and whatever. I'm like, listen, give me, like, less than an hour, I can write you a script that will run in 5 seconds, and we'll do it easier and more error-proof and everything. And you do this for people, and they're like, this is the most amazing thing ever, you're awesome. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of awesome. But then, like, I like doing that. So I've always been lucky that I've gotten to do awesome stuff. And then obviously now somehow this YouTube thing is happening. I try not to think about it too much, because if I do, I think it'll all just go away. But yeah, things have been pretty great. Houses coming in over here. I like the one little house over here, the Tagus restaurant residence. Just a little. This looks like my starter home in The Sims all the time. It's like, okay, start a new place in The Sims. I got no money. I'm making a square building, basically one room. I'll filter off the bathroom, but other than that, it's like a 1-bedroom bachelor pad with lots of room to grow later on. When I get some money, we can expand it and add more houses. God, I haven't played The Sims in forever. I like The Sims. It's always funny when I remember when Sims 4 came out and I made videos for it. People were like, "Oh, I can't believe you're shilling for EA or something like that." I'm like, you don't understand. I have an obsession. I love The Sims way more than is healthy. I just like it. And EA doesn't know that I exist. It's like, I just like playing The Sims. It's a great game. I do get tired of it pretty quick, too. Like, I'll come and go in, like, moods. But like, I must sim now. And then, alright, I'm over it now for another few months. But I tend to do that with everything. Alright, looking good. I like these neighborhoods. Yeah, some swell houses. This is, that is an annoying driveway. Don't park there. Although it'd be fine to clear the snow in the winter. You just sort of shove it over the hill and it just rolls down into the street. What you don't want, this is a pro tip, by the way, you don't want to be the first driveway after a right-hand turn. Like, you don't want your driveway to be here in the winter. Because what happens is all the snow, I'm doing hand motions that you can't even see, but all the snow from here gets just picked up by the plow, and like literally the first empty place where this snow will all get sort of dumped into, just by virtue of how the plow works, will be your driveway. It's the worst possible place to have your driveway if you're somewhere that has snow in the winter. And we get a lot of snow here. Like, my snowbanks will be well over a meter, like in the front yard, and then like the one at the edge of the road will be can be up to 2 meters, or so somewhere between 3 to 6 feet of snow, and that's really a big pain in the ass. And specifically the one at the end of the driveway, because it's all hard packed from the plow, and oh, it's such a, I hate shoveling. Like, I go to the gym regularly. I pick things up and I put them down, and that's all good and fine, and exercise, yeah. Shoveling? No, I'll pay someone to shovel. Fuck shoveling. Hate it. I need my neighborhood to have, like, more little kids that, want to make $5 in the winter and will come and shovel my driveway for me. That's what I need real bad. That's probably a little more than I want. This is just low density resident commercial, so it's not that noisy. Bam. Do you have water over here? Nope. Do kids do that anymore? Sometimes. Actually, usually not. Usually what I tend to see, it'll be like adults who, who maybe are a little down on their luck or something like that. They tend to be the ones who come around. Probably the people who did it when they were kids and have that sort of work ethic. Because, yeah, it doesn't happen. I don't know. I think maybe kids have too much to do. They're like, yeah, because it used to be, I think, you sort of needed to do these side jobs. So you had a little bit of money, so you could sort of entertain yourself by going to the store and getting a bag of chips or some candy or something like that, right? Because there wasn't that much to do at home. And now, like, everyone has a bunch of video games. Because they're really not that expensive. Different households have different amount of incomes, but it's really not that difficult to get a video game system of some kind, and it's so prevalent in our culture that people tend to prioritize it pretty highly, so I think that's a thing. Message from Essentia. Quill's latest train terminal isn't connected to the rest of the system due to a sharp angle. Ooh. Need one of these? Oh, right there. Oh, there! That's why that wasn't working properly. That's why we weren't getting our lines. It's weird, though. There was no little floaty thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, maybe you don't get that with trains. You just get that with water and power? Actually, I guess you don't even get that with water. You just get that with power when it's not connected at one end? Okay, that's fine. That is deceptive, because from back here, it looks pretty connected. I mean, it's got the gravel and everything. Cities. There we go. Now we're better. This one was fine, though, right? Like, I used the exact same set of tools here as here. Now, what does that do for our bus line? Now we get our orange lines! I have intermittent power. This, yeah, the city is actually being bisected, and I hadn't realized it. Where is it? It's got lots of power, but clearly one of my stations isn't plugged in here. That's what's going on. And then, like, because the water doesn't have power, they complain about water after. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, one of my stations must have been not truly connected the same way, and my city was sort of split a bit in two. I think we're okay now, though. Alright. Population still growing very quickly, getting some upgrades over here, which is good. A little bit of fire there. Money drops during night, goes up during the day. Overall, we're making profit. We started with about 5 million, dipped down to, what, about 4.5? And now we're up to 5.7. Population growing, too. Started the stream at 100,000, went down to 95. Now we're up to 111. So we'll probably just let things develop for a little while longer. Passenger trains seems okay. And yeah, these passenger trains. Oh my god. Thank you for spotting that. Because I remember, like it's weird that the line isn't being drawn, but I was like, it looked connected to me. Until I zoomed right in and saw the little tiny scooch of missing rail. Yeah, it'd be nice if dead ends. Like, if you look at power, right? If I build a power line that goes here, it'll put that. It'd be nice if it did that for rail. It does it for one-way streets, right? A one-way street that ends in a dead end will let you know. Right, at both ends. But not rail. Huh. I mean, I guess a two-way street won't let you know. Because it's like, no, that's totally legit. You can U-turn at the end. And we use that all the time, so it'd be annoying if there was a little pop-up on there. But the rail. But there we go. Good. So A, tourists can come in here, which is nice. But also, people can use this train to get from one passenger train station to the other. We only have the 2 passenger train stations as far as I can tell. It annoys me that the cargo one and the passenger ones are exactly the same color. So at a glance, you can't tell which is which. Although... oh, that's the airport. Okay. So yeah, it's just that all train stations are orange. It says cargo, 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 passenger. And then cargo some more. Yeah. Now, I could build some more passenger train stations, but I don't know. We got the subway and everything. It's probably okay. Recheck your train station. It's missing a little bit of rail. Oh. What the hell, man? Alright. These corners like this will cause the trains to slow down, but it's better not being connected. God damn.